What does Dragon's Dogma 2 need to add in terms of monsters? I thought we'd take a look at some mythological creatures, but we're going to start with Dragon's Dogma Online because I don't think I've really made a video about that yet. And then we'll swing back around to your traditional mythological creatures. Some of these I've fought in Dragon's Dogma Online years ago. I did not by any means fight all of them, but here we go. So we have Tarask. I'm probably going to mispronounce some of these, but an immense fire-breathing land dragon resembling a tortoise. It's kind of giving me Barioth vibes. So a turtle dragon. That looks cool. Sky dragon, a long, elegant dragon with dozens of wings. That's cool. So far, I feel like this probably would fit because it's kind of like a unique centipede-looking type of thing. I think what could be interesting is, since Dragon's Dogma 2's ending kind of changes a lot of things, right? Maybe what happens is the dragon, if they expand on the game or they make a third game, instead of the focus being on the dragon, maybe there are like lower level bosses and life forms that get created, that kind of spread out the essence of the dragon. And then, of course, at the end of the game, we would end up fighting the dragon again. But I would prefer to fight the supercharged one that we didn't really get to fight. That would be interesting. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Nightmare. Okay, so like an evil super sphinx. An evil sphinx that can inflict various status effects with its singing. That could be interesting. Like a angry, malicious sphinx. Catoblepus, a fortress mounted on top of a massive dragon with petrifying breath. I think that was one of the ones that orcs employed. Black dragon, super boss, absurd destructive power. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. So maybe they could kind of, I doubt they would do it in an expansion, but like maybe if they did make a third game, fingers crossed, it's not cursed like the first two, development wise. They could kind of go more of like maybe like a Zelda route or something, like, there's like 5, 6, 7 bosses that you have to defeat. And then you have like the super Grigori at the end of the game or something. What was that? Galu? Sounds like a made-up word my kid would say. A grotesque dark dragon who manifests phantasms to attack its foes. That's interesting. That's weird. Cool. Scourge, a pestilent demon whose malleable limbs can stretch to hit distant foes. So like a Grigori-like, with some sort of like disease, poison, mist. It's kind of weird. Damned Golem. I fought these guys and I hated it. Yeah. More Golem variation would be fun though. You could do a lot with that, I'm sure. The Manticore, which is one of my personal favorites, creatures wise, I think that would be a great addition. So very similar to the Chimera, except instead of a goat, they've got wings. Kind of like a mix between a griffin and a chimera, I guess. So you have like your animal ferocious head, and then you've got the wings, but then you have like the tail attack, similar to the snake, but in this case it's a striking scorpion tail. I mean, I feel like that could be doable. You know, that's you're essentially combining the Griffin and the Chimera. I like it. I like it. Lindworm. So this is the one on the. Let me zoom in a little bit here. This is the one that's on the loading screen in Dragon's Dogma 2. This is the one that everybody keeps talking about. It is a fish-like dragon that attacks with jets of water to protect its body with electricity, and protects its body with electricity. So, shock dragon that shoots water, so it gets you wet, and then essentially it would electrocute you. I mean, I think that could be a fun mechanic. It doesn't look like it could fly very well. More of like a, crawler. The problem with Dragon's Dogma 2, I feel like, is there's not a lot of room, I feel like, for fights sometimes, like big fights. So there would have to be either things get scaled down, which, you wouldn't want to do that, or they kind of expand on the map and add more, like, areas for unique boss encounters or something like that. That's just my quick fix suggestion. Oh, so the ants are like the tree humanoids, kind of similar to a golem, I guess, but they were passive. Well, not all of them were passive, but I'll find a picture of it here in a second. So Ancestor Hog, I've never saw those in the game. That's super weird. A freakish giant pig man that uses fallen trees as makeshift gloves. Weird. There are hogs in the game in Dragon's Dogma 2, so maybe there's like a hog god that you could summon by killing too many pigs or something. Gigant Machina, is that another? Ugh. I think that was the one that was like in the clouds. Can't remember. That's a really cool design, though. Large mechanical knight that attacks fiercely. Its core can be overloaded. Okay. So kind of like a... What do you call it? Like a... Dwemer... Dragon's Dogma, like... More mechanical creatures, basically. Medusa, which we have that. But this one could fly and had a dress. So a variant on Medusa, but that's more humanoid. I think that there should be lesser Gorgons in the game, like, male and female Gorgon Medusas going around. Maybe they don't have the petrification. Maybe they've got something else, like some sort of unique weapon or spear or something like that. Maybe the females have bows. Dagon, evil dragon with the head of an anglerfish. I definitely did not fight that. More creatures can be seen here. Forbidden. It is forbidden. Okay, so going back, there's more. We've got the Elder Dragon. Definitely did not fight that. That's a... Yeah. Fire Dragon. So, another variation. Design is pretty awesome. What else do we got? So we got the orcs. This is something that I was hoping that they would add in the game. The orcs they kicked off the intro on Dragon's Dogma Online. There was like a siege, and I don't really know the story of Dragon's Dogma Online. I just realized that it's a lot. It's a lot different. Like there's multiple Arisens, obviously, because it's an MMO. But I always wish that they would add orcs to the game. That's kind of a thing. Like I struggle with sometimes. Like, we've got Beastren, we've got humans. I really wish they would just let us they just add elves, to the game. We don't need to know Elvish all right off the bat, unless it's the third game or whatever, or an expansion. But I feel like they should add at least 2 or 3 more races. Like, just kind of lean into it. What kind of races? I don't know. I mean, orc could be good. I think a lot of people could have fun with that. So you would have human, elf, beastren, orc, and then something else. I don't know. I don't want to like just say the same thing that Elder Scrolls does, because just try something different. Something else. Something. Anyway, so going back to... Looks like we got some variations of the ones already. I can't remember what this one is. It's like a tusk land dragon. And then we've got some other variations here. Let's see what else we got. I wish I could find... Let's see. Oh, that's cool. So you got your variation of your ogre, right? I don't know why I can't remember the names of those guys. So there's also another variation which I wish I could find. And then this was the replacement for Daemon. Give me a clear picture. Or one of them, at least. There's the ant. There was a bunch of those kind of like roaming around the forest area of Dragon's Dogma Online. There it is. Zool. There we go. That's better. So it was like a Daemon, ogre, demon type of thing. That was a pretty fun fight. You fought him multiple times. I don't think I ever got to the final fight. Maybe one time we did. Yeah, that was the sky. That's another thing people don't talk about enough. I feel like I don't know for sure, but we've got the water thing now, right? Which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Water monsters. There's also the potential people are talking about this northern area that we're going to get in the DLC potentially. A whole nother, giant landmass to explore. But the online game did it really well. There were like coastal monsters. There were monsters in different areas that you could kind of explore around and warp to. And then they added the sky land, or whatever you want to call it, the sky islands. So that could be really cool twist, like they did in the online game. So we got the Sphinx already. Definitely need the Hydra to come back. Cockatrice, the Beholder, or the Gazer, the eyeball monster. Although I've heard that there's some fuss that D&D is preventing them from doing stuff like that. I don't know if that's true or not. Ooh, what is that? Oh, that's the rock turtle dragon. Just a variant. I'm gonna save... Yeah, then here's the other guy. The smaller version. I wish these guys would come back. That would be great. Okay, so that's a lot of the online monsters. I don't know why it's showing me online monsters with Dark Arisen. Everything's getting like the waters are getting muddy. They're mixing everything together now. The Strigoi is one that I wanted to talk about because that's like the gargoyle version of the harpies. So I think it'd be interesting if they brought that back. However, what I was thinking is maybe instead of that being another harpy variation, which people will complain about, um, maybe instead they could do like a, like a more traditional gargoyle, four limbs and then the wings, kind of like what we see with Damon, but like a lesser Damons or something like that. I think that could be cool. Maybe like Wizard of Oz, flying monkeys, but more demonic versions of that. We definitely need some dungeons though. We've got the overworld. We need some sort of underworld. I feel like a Sky Island thing could be cool, but I don't know. Zelda kind of did that already, but there's always the potential somebody could do it better. So I'm not gonna say no. What is this thing called? I can't remember what that thing is. Oh, Behemoth. Okay, nice. Also, I wanted to say the Talos fight. I hope that they bring another. I hope that there's another encounter with like a different variation of that monster, whatever. Because I was thinking about it, and I think it would have to take place in a different area or something. But I was just thinking about how terrifying it would be if that thing like actually, maybe it's not as big as that one, maybe it's like a smaller variant, but how terrifying it would be like if you're just minding your own business and this gigantic thing just kind of comes out of over the mountains or something instead of from the ocean, and it's just like trying to find you and kill you. Like, a unique encounter like that could be pretty rad. Like, that would be terrifying, just some giant thing trying to just take you out. Okay, so going back to mythological creatures, I feel like a Pegasus or a unicorn could be really cool, but again, like we would have to expand the terrain and like open it up a little bit more. Like we need a we need more space and we need more, variation in land and stuff like that. Um, I think the world definitely needs to be bigger, and we need a mode where monsters are more. There's like a more randomized placement, or a more. We get more monsters, but like there's a, what do you call it? There's a change in the environment. So like some monsters come in and push others out, and there's like a shift, and things move around, and it gets, it's fresh. So having access to the water now, I was thinking how cool it would be like if maybe we get on a boat or something, right? And we have to, kind of like a ox cart, right? You can doze off or whatever, but there's the chance that you're going to get attacked. So you get on a boat, you take a boat to the new area, but there's a chance that you get attacked by mermaids, which I feel like would be similar to harpies to a degree, except it's they're coming out of the ocean and trying to grab you or something. I think that could be really cool. The boat would probably have to be a little bigger than you know, that little one we saw in the game. But we've already got some of these. I think it would be really cool if there was a werewolf. There's already tons of wolves, you know. Maybe in the expansion or something they could have it to where, you know, there's a some sort of encounter that can create werewolves, but also you could have a chance to be infected and become one. That could be really cool. Cerberus, I feel like could be a really cool fight if it was done right, but I don't know how you would do that. I don't know. And then Phoenix, I feel like would probably be something similar to the Sphinx, like it would be a unique encounter. Because you know, I don't know how many times people would want to fight something and then, you know, win and kill it, but then it gets reborn and supercharged or something like that. You know, it sounds like a unique encounter. I think that's pretty much it. We definitely need as many of the monsters from the original game to come back, or the Dark Arisen expansion. We need a couple more from the online game. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. If I think of anything else, I'll make another video about it. I think the next one I'm going to make is going to be about races and some other stuff like that. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.